Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're looking at one of my portulacaria afra lilliput trees, and this one is kind of I guess kind of a raft style. Some people call it like a bridge raft style. And quick history on this tree, it used to be a little more upright. It had a kind of a curvy trunk. This was somewhere in here was the top originally, but a squirrel got a hold of some of my trees a couple years ago, or I guess it might have been last year. Yeah, and it chewed the trunk of this one. So I lost about that much of the trunk. It chewed it completely off. So this was the whole top of the tree, and from this much down into the root base, that's all it was left. It was just left with the stump, and this part was chewed off, and then the whole top was just kind of laying on the ground. So I rerooted the top of it, which is what this is, but how it rerooted, because it was so top heavy, I just left it kind of supporting itself on the soil. So it rerooted in this kind of horizontal format. And I kind of like the way it kind of shaped up. So I'm just going to leave it. I did put a rock in here. I originally had this part just resting on the soil, but I don't want to take a chance with any root rot or trunk rot or whatever you want to call it. So I put this rock in here, just give it more of a rugged appearance. So this branch is actually laying on top of the rock just to keep it out of the soil so it doesn't get wet and potentially rot. So anyway, so that's why the tree's styled this way, and I kind of like it. So today we're just going to give it a quick maintenance prune and clean it up a little bit and just kind of see what's going on. And I just recently put this rock there, so it kind of changed the shape of some of this foliage over here, so I might have to cut some of it a little farther back than I had been. Let's see if I can get in here. Yeah, I might have to just kind of chop it back and let it grow back out, because I do want to maintain some foliage pads as much as I can. And this branch here is coming out and growing straight down, and don't really want that. So we'll get rid of that one. Take this back a little bit. But yeah, my goal is to keep, a little bit of negative space in through here, like in through here. And got this guy growing down, don't want that. And then we'll try to keep some space up in here. Try to keep the top kind of rounded. Kind of a loose round. I don't really want it like a tight dome like I'm wearing a helmet or something, but I want it to look manicured, not nice, but I don't want it exact, if that makes sense. Take these back a little bit. This is growing down. Don't want that. You know, I mention it a lot when I'm working on my lilliputs, but I just really love these guys because this is a fairly small tree, as you can tell. I mean, I can just about cover the whole thing up with my hand, you know? And I still am able to develop these little pads on here just because the leaves are so small. Just really like them. I just pruned up, I think the video might come out before this one does, but I just pruned up one of my big lilliputs that I've just been letting grow just to get the trunk thick. And I have tons of cuttings off of that one that I'll be rooting and have a lot more lilliputs to mess with. Okay, let's see what we got back here. Yeah, I was debating before I started this video. I was kind of looking at the tree, and I was debating on, you know, should I try to repot it and stand it back up. So if you can just kind of picture this, you know, maybe being the new, this would be the new apex up in here. This would be like the bottom branch, and then, but this branch may be too close to the bottom. Like I said, it was originally another inch or inch and a half higher in the tree because that's where the squirrel bit it off. So the trunk extended another inch or inch and a half down. But I thought about repotting it and make it more of a upright tree. But I'm concerned that this branch is too close to the ground. If I would try to repot it and have the new soil level somewhere in there. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should I just keep it horizontal like this, or should I explore repotting and standing it back up? I do kind of like it like this, but like I said, I'm a little torn on what I want to do. I mean, if I don't like it standing up, I could always just repot it and keep it like this. So. Let's see, I've got this branch here. I almost want it to come, because I would like to have a little more of this area in here exposed. But to do that, I'm going to have to get rid of this one. It's growing down. This one, this leaf is growing down. Guess that helps a little bit. I could take this branch back to this next internode. I could chop it there. I would get rid of this piece and then let this one grow out to be kind of that fill in there. Let me think about that. I actually think I'm going to, because it's just resting right on that other stuff, and I don't think I'm gonna lose anything by doing that. And then we'll let this one grow a little bit longer, and that way it'll just be a little bit higher. And when that gets longer, it'll kind of droop it down a little more horizontal. So I think that'll work. Because I do like seeing this branch back here. I'm just kind of seeing through the tree a little bit better. I don't know about this one. This is and then you can take some of these leaves that are kind of facing down. You can just kind of pick those off. And it just helps the bottom of the pads to look a little flatter. Another big leaf I can get rid of here. And just let the leaves come back in smaller. Like some of these you can clean up. With this one, get rid of that. Some of these back here. Like I said, it just cleans up the bottom of the pads, and I could almost wire this branch up a little bit. And take this back a little bit more. This one. So yeah. This is kind of pointing down here. We'll get rid of that little branch. These that are hanging down, we'll get rid of that. Yeah, I think that's going to about do it here. So I'll give you a quick spin around. There's the front. There's the left side. There's the back. There's the right side. And back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.